Hello guys, welcome back. It's David here. I am on the old 12-foot, actually this is the 14-foot craps table that was so generously provided by the Cromwell back in the day by a good friend of ours when they didn't need it anymore. And so here we are. Okay, so today's class is going to be high limit. We're going to go to the big bird game, little birds, big birds. We're going to go all the way up and we're going to scale. Now, once again, if you would like to participate, you're welcome to come down to Casino Quest here at the Fashion Show Mall or visit us at casinoquest.biz. And as always, you can check out cqdealers.com, that is cqdealers.com, to learn blackjack, roulette, and Bach with craps on its way. All right, right to the class. Boom. Okay, here we go. We're going to start on the quarter game. And let me just say, a lot of quarter tables out today. So here we are. This is $160 across. For those of you who want to play $150 across, do not play $150 across. Much better, play $160 across because we want 6 numbers on the 25 plus the nickels for the cap. Interestingly, let's scroll this back really quick, give you guys a little bit of insight into some other opportunities. If you bet just 25, because you just have a 25 on a $25 game, you're going to get $29 on each of the 6 and 8. What you can do to avoid getting all those singles is go ahead and put $1 on each of these, which will pay you exactly $30, so you get a green and red back, and then you can just go ahead and convert. Bam, now you get paid, you can make the 30 right, collect the $26 change. Interestingly, which I've seen quite a bit, to be honest, you're not losing a whole lot here, quite frankly. So if you get paid $29, you can say press me all the way up and go to 54. Isn't that genius? So if the 6 hits, for example, you're going to get paid 29, and you can go all the way up to $54, which would then pay 63, and you're on your way using correct bets. All right, but let's assume that we're going to bet correctly from start. We have $160 across, including the point. If any of the numbers are on the outside, it's going to be $135 across. Any numbers on the inside, it's going to be $130 across. Let's go over what these are going to pay. The 4 and 10 is going to pay $50 for one, either on an automatic buy, or if they're put them here, you'll see the good old buy button. Bam. If they have buttons, you'll see the buy buttons. Otherwise, there'll be automatic buys, and your place bet will remain in the line. They're just going to pay you $50, ask for $1. The 5 and 9, of course, is going to pay $35 each, okay? 5 or 9, each of those is going to pay $35. And the 6 and 8, of course, at $30 unit is going to pay $35, okay? Now, returning to our place bets across, if we wanted to instead do the inside, and we have an outside number, or 4 and 10 is a number, it's $110 inside, $25 on the bottoms, $5 each on the caps. If we're moving on to an inside number, it's going to be $85. If the point is either 5 or 9, okay? If the point is 6 or 8, we're looking at $80 inside. Let's go up a unit real quick. And now, for those of you who are fans of our good friend Craps Hawaii, okay, so we have 160 on the bottom, and we have $64 across. We have $224 across. And that's how we get there. For those of you who are new to being a craps dealer, let's start with what we know. We know we have 160, and then we've added another 64 across, including the point. So we have 224 across, easy to get there. We won't do every unit up a nickel, but because I'm a big fan of Mel, and Mel loves $35 5 and 9s, I thought I would throw this out there, give you guys another opportunity. So there we go. That's $224 across, including the point. If we're not including the point, we got 189 across. All right, this gets a little bit messy. So why don't you do this? If ever you have to throw down this type of action, just go 135 across and then add the extra 54. And that way you get there nice and easy. That'll make it easy on everybody. The dealer's not gonna know these bets anyways, and you're probably not gonna have the math figured out unless you have one of these little laminated forms. So there's that. Okay. Well, let's scroll back and let's look at what each of these are going to pay real quick while we're here. So $35 each on the 4 and 10 is going to pay $70, and then they're going to charge you a $2 VIC. You're 1 nickel away from the sweet spot of getting paid, of being charged exactly the $2, but 35 is going to pay 70, and you're going to be charged $2 vigorous. On the 4 and 9, on the 5 and 9 rather, you're going to get paid $49, and very likely, if you have $1 in the rail, the dealer is going to give you $50 for 1. Pretty easy, and then lots of different pressing dynamics, but we're not going over that. We're going over the cross bets and knowing what to bet across. Next up, we have $42 each on the 6 and 8. It's a $7 cap, and again, we like knowing the cap because later on, it's going to help you understand how lays are bet, and then the relationships on the 5 and 9. So $42 6 and 8 again is going to pay $49. And more than likely, if you have $1 in the rail, the dealer is going to ask you, he's going to pay you 50 for 1. Here's a few different pressing dynamics while we're here, because we love the 6 and 8. Very excited about these numbers. If you press it all the way, okay, 50 for 1, you can go all the way to $90 and get $1 change. See that? Nice and exciting. That would be like a triple Lux press, okay? All right, so let's get rid of these. Let's go up to a 50, let's pretend we're on a $50 table, because sadly, there's been way too many of those recently, all right? So on a $50 table, it's like a $5 table, except we're gonna add a 0. So where we had 32 across, now we have $320 across. The caps on the 6 and 8 is $10 each. Those are the correct bets. If you did not want to bet the 20 extra dollars, and you instead went 300 across, the 6 and 8 are going to pay $58. Okay, which interestingly, just like earlier when we had that 25, if you press it all the way up, it's now a correct bet at $108, which will pay $126, interestingly enough. But let's assume that we're going for the caps. So here we go. Okay, so here we have $320 across. On the outside, including the pointer, regardless of the point, we have $200 or $150 if we have an outside point. If we're going across and we don't need the 4 at 10, for example, we have $270 across. We used to have 27 across. Now we have $270 across. If we're looking at just the inside and the point is either 4 or 10, we have 220. We used to have 22, 220 because we're adding a 0, $220 across. If we have an inside number, the 5 and 9 are the numbers, we have $150, $60, $170 inside. Just like you would throw down 17 inside, this is $170 inside. If the point's either 6 or 8, instead of $16 inside, we have $160 inside, covering the 6 or 8, if the 6 or an 8 is a point, okay? So what are these gonna pay? Well, let's look. 4 and 10 is gonna pay you maybe a black one or 4 green, right? Double this bet, plus you're gonna get charged a $2 VIG, okay, $2 commission. If you see the bet on the line, it's gonna be an automatic buy here in Vegas. Otherwise, they're gonna have a button on it and they're gonna move it back for you and they're gonna charge you, again, $2. You get charged on the bet, 5% of the bet, not the payoff, okay? Make sure they charge you on the bet. Okay, the 5 and 9 are each gonna pay $70. Okay, 35 twice, $70. Okay, 5 gets 7, $70. $60 each on the 6 and 8 is again gonna pay you also $70, $10 cap, okay? All right, so let's reset this and let's go to our nice unit, our next interesting unit of